Hey YouTube, we are going to have some interesting ranked replays to watch today because I noticed something on Twitter. This is Kiileerz, Rawas's brother, twin brother, who got top 1 in the standard 3v3 playlist. But the response to him shortly after from Senzo from Sandrock Gaming says, "Say what?" as he takes back over the spot by what seems like probably just one game. And then responding back, Kiileerz retaking the #1 spot, Senzo retaking the #1 spot, and then finally Kiileerz taking back over the #1 spot before heading to bed. So I found some ranked replays of these guys trading the #1 spot in 3v3 back and forth, so let's get into them. Starting with the first replay from Kiileerz' perspective, that was a crazy kickoff. He is playing with Rawas, partying with Rawas. I imagine, let's check the scoreboard. Oh no, not even partying with Rawas apparently. Just queuing up into games with him. But I don't know if that's a bug. I have to imagine they're partying and not just queuing up at random times. They are playing against quite the top level team here. Playing against Speed, Oski, and Archie, which, you know, Speed and Archie, both high-level RLCS players. Oski is next-gen age, or I think he recently just became 15, so not on a 3v3 team yet. Maybe he will be in the future, who knows. But an RLCS level squad for Rawas, Kiileerz, and I don't even know who, Morgs? I'll be honest, I don't know who Morgs is. Chat or YouTube comments might be saying, "You don't know Morgs, Feer. You just exposed yourself," but I'm just telling the truth. So yeah, we actually have watched Rawas and Kiileerz play before. I think it was in the process of getting Rawas rank 1, but I guess it's Kiileerz' turn now. And I remember when we watched those games, all from Rawas's perspective, we definitely thought we should have watched more of them from Kiileerz, because Kiileerz was looking really, really good. Rawas, we saw him played a pretty aggressive 3v3 style, but even with that being said, I think Kiileerz still, you know, also had an opportunity to play upfield and get a lot of great shots. That was a great pass to Rawas as he dropped it to midfield off the sidewall. You'll see that all the time from these top level 3v3 players. As those clears come around the corner, does not make sense to put them on the back wall where they'll get defended by these top defenders instead. Just drop them down right in front of the net and let your teammate blast it on net. But that being said, Rawas could not find the inside of the post. So this is one of 3 games we're going to watch. We're going to watch Kiileerz take the #1 spot. I think this is the game that got him the #1 spot for the first time, according to the timestamps and a little bit of investigation work that I did. And then we have a replay of Senzo, which is Senzo taking it over for the last time in the back and forth that he took it over. And then finally, Kiileerz taking the #1 spot before both of them, I guess, going to bed. Speed, ceiling shot. Kiileerz cutting rotation there a little bit, despite having very little boost. Just wanted to affect the play. I guess he would have been not very useful if he had just head straight back. He was not going to get any high saves, so might as well stay close, and Kiileerz is going to get the first goal. Bit of a solo play as he takes it off the wall and just finds the orange team out of position on defense. Good placement in the shot to make sure none of them can get to it on that bounce, because you did see some defenders there, and had it been placed differently, might not have been able to get away with another one. Oh my goodness, Rawas trying to find Kiileerz for the tight redirect. There's been a couple close opportunities for both teams. Kiileerz reading this dribble from Archie to the wall. Could he get 2 in a row? He did affect that touch from, I believe it was Speed, at least slightly. Rawas and Morgs trying to pass to each other. Kiileerz all alone once again. Pass one. Can he get past another? He just didn't have the boost, so he couldn't stick with ball. Oski gonna get the clear fairly easily. Kiileerz, Rawas, and their blue team, though, with the 1-goal lead, with a minute left on the clock. Rawas, high touch, Archie and Oski be able to clear away. You kind of see Kiileerz right now waiting for his opportunity to effect. He has been stuck all the way on his back goal line, even though the ball was completely on offense just because it was moving so fast. A booming clear was destined to come at any time. And now all three of the blue team sitting in the net. Kiileerz wisely drifting away, but maybe a little bit too much away as he lets Speed get to that ball. I think if he had played defense a little bit closer, he wouldn't have had to try and defend against a shot that ultimately he wasn't even really able to affect. Morgs missing that touch just in front of the net. The blue team has had so many different opportunities for Was. He just dropped it down to Kiileerz, but I don't think Kiileerz could have possibly read that bounce in time. If he somehow could predict the future, he should have been able to get a nice near post boomer of a shot that could not possibly be saved, but hard to know that the bounce is going to be that generous. 10 seconds left to go. Speed back to Archie once again. Kiileerz playing super defensive here in the last couple minutes after getting that 1-goal lead. Does not want to come affect the play. I think it probably results in having to defend against some more shots than he would have otherwise had to, but just needs to dust Oski, and he didn't, but at least he demos Oski. Archie keeping it up. Speed is going to be able to get underneath this one. An early challenge, and that'll end the game. Kiileerz going to get the only goal in the game, as well as the dunk to finish it off. But now we'll watch some Senzo as he takes it back. Senzo playing with M7SN. I don't know how to say that one. I have seen him in the Middle East RLCS, I feel like, a lot, or even in the top 100 leaderboard, I'm pretty sure. For ones, of course, the only one I ever check. And Polar going up against Jarno, Nachito, and Relating Wave. So Relating Wave, I imagine, probably with the rest of Endpoint somewhere, as all the teams are starting to boot camp. In fact, there was a lot of Senzo's replays on ball chasing. His process of taking over the spot from Kiileerz, there was actually basically all the games there as he gets scored on here after a bump. But a couple of the games were against OCE players. The problem is that they were really, I was going to pick them because that's interesting, right? OCE players currently playing on EU servers, which includes the Middle East guys, as Senzo drops this down in front of the net. Nachito just slamming it directly in. But the problem with watching the OCE games is that they were quick forfeits. Senzo and his squad won so quickly that the games were going to end really fast. And so I had to pick some different games. Not to spoil that this game goes, at least close to the distance. But I'd rather not just watch, a minute of gameplay. The point is, Senzo and his squad doing really well. And don't for a second think that, because some of the games with OCE players were quick, that OCE, can't hang or something. That is not what we're implying. Loads and loads of games get forfeited early. Just unfortunately, the interesting OCE ones happen to be a couple of those. Senzo, a lot of faith in his team. This would be a nasty drop down if he could somehow find a way. But trust in his teammates, so he just went upfield, trying to take out every possible defender on the way back. He's got a tough save right now, and very interesting turn. I'm not sure what Senzo was thinking. I think he left the net open there for a little bit by turning back upfield, and he kind of got lucky that that shot went off the backboard and was cleared away, because if it was, a half ball's width lower, that ball just goes straight into his net, and his play looks much sillier. I don't know if he thought he was going to have backup on that back wall, and that's why he turned forward, but it's all good. He is not punished for a potential mistake. His 50 gets sent inside the post and crossbar, finding a way not to go in, though. Senzo's been a bit of a madman on offense right now, and I think there's a chance that Senzo, in fact, no, I don't know for sure, but I did see, nice 50 as they pinch this in. I did see that Senzo and the rest of the Sandrock Gaming squad are together boot camping. I don't think they're in Sweden yet. At least the tweet kind of implied that they leave for Sweden in a few days. But they are playing together, and so it's very possible that this game happened at that boot camp. But also, it could happen that today would be their very first day boot camping, in which case this would have been the night before. But Senzo, nice drop down for a third. Not sure why nobody was there to defend it. Didn't have to really boom that shot very hard at all. Just tapping it down on net. And a big whiff by Senzo. The net is so glaringly wide open, but luckily for him, the blue team not able to capitalize on the massive whiff. They just had so much faith in Senzo, and why not? Because on the next play, he makes a great double touch in air to outplay a couple defenders. Blue team needed a couple solid shots on net there if they wanted to punish the late recoveries of the Middle East players and Polar, who I don't think is a Middle East player. But I can check the ping to find out, I'm sure. Senzo, the back line. Nachito actually kind of helping Senzo out. I think Senzo would have been in bigger trouble. Nachito hadn't slammed that against the back wall, because Senzo was not going to be able to make any reasonable touch in front of net off a bounce with low boost. Letting wave. Trying to slam it down to himself. It should have been an easy clear for the orange team, but they gave each other a high five in the process. And no way this long shot is going in. Letting wave. Able to clear it away. Ooh, not the best of doubles. Senzo going for a humongous read. So Senzo playing pretty aggressive. And I know one of the things that we've talked about, and actually I was watching a Johnny video he mentioned as well, so I'm sure if you guys are watching my stuff, you've already seen all the Johnny videos. But, you know, actually watching Senzo play now, very interesting. He is playing very aggressive. Of course, he's playing randomly with some ranked teammates. You never know how he plays with Sandrock Gaming. But Khaled, the player he's replacing, known to be a more defensive player. You know, the solid back line type guy. Senzo certainly not playing that way right now. So might have to rely on TRK shifting back for Sandrock. But of course, let's not look too into these random ranked games without his teammates, which really don't mean nothing at all. So that being said, he is going to take back the #1 spot from Kiileerz, and we'll head back to see the final game where Kiileerz kept it. Kiileerz and Rawas playing together now, and this time they are teamed. I don't know if it was a bug, and they were actually teamed, but this time they are for sure teamed. Wait a second. Let's go see how this first goal went in. I was showing the scoreboard, so let's go back and watch the first goal. Sorry. Rawas just slams it. Wow. Rawas just crushes it immediately off the wall on the kickoff. So 1-0 lead for Rawas and Kiileerz. No left goes here in the EU servers. Apparently, they must have talked to each other. Rawas in trying the backboard. Kiileerz very patient. Oh, that was actually a great play for Nachito to be there. Tap it left, because Kiileerz' touch was kind of centering it for the blue team to boom to the backboard. But the fact that Nachito was actually there to tap it back towards the wall was a great outplay. A situation where I think players would normally think that you know, you don't want to have two people on top of the dribble, but at least in this case it worked out. I'll tell you what's not working out right now, and that is Kiileerz and Nachito. I think there was an opportunity for Kiileerz to pass to Nachito, but he didn't have faith in him. Instead, he tried to pull up for an air dribble of his own, and then right there ends up slamming back on. I don't know how this goal happened. We're watching from Kiileerz' perspective. I can't do it again. I can't reverse again. We'll just have to trust that everybody just dove on that ball and 50'd it in. Kiileerz can't find the angle, but at least this time not going to block Nachito. 3-0 lead. A minute in for the Middle East brothers. Absolutely dominating in their way to get back rank 1. Playing FCL, Pander, and Pluto. I didn't realize there was a European and or Middle Eastern Pluto. I just know the Pluto from North America. RLCS of old. Kiileerz deciding not to go up on the back wall. Rawas actually had a crazy pre-flip. I don't know if he was trying to affect the play there, but he did great in doing so. Nice flip reset. And wow, the teamwork right now from the squad is kind of insane. As Nachito pops it back up to Rawas. And then Rawas off the backboard right to Nachito. 4-0. They had enough. They had enough. We just crossed over the 3:30 line, which means you can forfeit instead of abandoning. and they absolutely won it out. So there it is, guys. Kiileerz, Senzo trading back rank 1. Either way, the Middle East dominating the 3v3 leaderboard.